Welcome. See, okay, I don't hear it now. But you had me on mute.
That was sweet.
Wait, I did hear that. You just had
I didn't want to mess up during the intro.
But see, I never really know what to do with the intro, and so I'm gonna have to. I'm not gonna restart the intro, but I'm gonna re-say welcome. Today is a very special episode of Moke N Friends. I have.
That's the beauty of editing, my friend.
You
know, that means you don't have to worry about this, like, oh crap, I didn't do it right. You can just edit it. And then you can also like premiere it so that it seems like it's a live stream. You know what I mean? So.
Hey, how are you, Jackie?
I'm doing good, man. I got a new dog over the quarantine. And
you have two now?
Oh yes, but the other one actually kind of rehomed himself. So he doesn't really live with me anymore.
But he just kind of ran away while you're somewhere?
No, I went on tour for 6 months out of every year for 3 years in a row, and I would leave him at the babysitter, and he just got really attached to the babysitter and living over there.
Oh, you still visit him?
I went home to pick him up, and I got home from tour, 29 days straight in Europe after being gone 3 months in America.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, time to go home. And he was like, I am home. And he wouldn't follow me. And that's kind of what, and plus the person I leave him with is a really close friend of mine who lives alone. He doesn't have a wife or kids or anything.
Right.
And so he loves him. He loves him so much.
So you still get to see him?
Oh, I see him all the time. Yeah, I saw him yesterday.
That's good. So
it was a win-win for both of my. They're both Dexter is my friend, right?
Yeah.
Dexter's the dog for those listening, and then the babysitter I leave him with is my friend John. John's my friend, and so they're both my friends. So I'll just and I'll go hang out with them because they're my friends.
So did you just get off tour? Or are you currently on tour?
I actually did my first tour to Florida.
How was that? Is it your first tour outside of COVID?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was a lot. It was extremely exhausting. I'm still recovering from it. I don't know how I'm going to do it this summer.
Really?
Okay, here we go. I'm just looking at a tsunami wave coming my way. I'm like, okay, here we go.
But that's a good thing, though.
It's neither good nor bad.
So it's just neutral.
It's just a lot. We fly in, right? First of all, I had to get on an airplane for the first time in a year and a half, and airplanes are taxing because you have to go up in the air and pressurized system, and it's just you can get blood clots from flying too much for a reason, so airports and airplanes are taxing. Physically, and then also you have to sit in this square. I'm always in the middle, Yeah,
but Florida's not a long flight.
I mean, it was 2 hours and 45 minutes, and then we also had to carry the guitars through the airport, and the airport was huge. And so it's the first time I've had to trek gear in a year. You know what I mean?
But I mean, it's the same as when you go to Europe.
Oh, Europe is very taxing. Oh my God. Europe is actually so taxing that I'm probably not going to go back to Europe until the money is at least 3 times what it is in America. Europe is extremely taxing because it's hard.
What do you mean?
It's a 14-hour flight on one plane, but you got to take 2 planes, and so it's a 23-hour travel. travel day. And then you're also schlepping gear through multiple airports. Like, you go from this place to this place in America, but then you land somewhere else in, like, the UK or something, and you go from there to, like, Japan, right?
Yeah.
And then as soon as we land, the gigs start. So, like, we get into the bus, we drive straight to a gig. The last time I went to
the same day?
Yes. No, it's not the same day because it took 23 hours to get there. The next day. So I'm getting right off of a plane. It's like 9 in the morning, right? And the tour manager picks us up and he's like, okay, time to go to France. And we drive from like Hanover, Germany to France. It's like a 6-hour drive. And then we play a gig. And that's the first day.
Jesus.
The first day. And then I'm there for 29 more days. And we have 24 gigs in 29 days.
And you're just traveling around?
Oh, yeah. 7 countries. Like 7,000 miles.
Yeah, I want to say this.
So hard.
I want to say this. I remember the first time that I met you. You were in the Royal Dukes, and Samantha introduced. Huh?
That was easy. Those were the easy days.
Right. And so like it's crazy seeing you from that. And then I remember you did a show in East Austin. And I think I worked the door or I did the merch or something. And so it's crazy seeing you do that to like this. That's fucking amazing.
I mean, like, I have to be in a different city every day. It's a major operation. There's got to be a driver. Sometimes they insist on me bringing my band, and so there's 3 or 4 of us traveling over there. 3 or 4 of us going through a 23-hour travel day, and then a 6-hour drive, and then a gig.
What's the
And it's just like, why would I do that for the exact same money that I can make in America, not going through a 23-hour travel day, driving 6 hours? Why would I do that for the exact same amount of money?
I guess if you want to see the scenery.
I've been to Europe 7 times. I've experienced it. So I'm not going to go back until they seriously pay me. I'm so tired of like going over there and nobody shows up and they're like, oh, well, I live in Paris and this place is an hour away. I'm like, you're telling me an hour was too long for you to drive when I flew from Texas?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, I'm never coming back here again.
Dang.
Why? Why would I do it? I've already seen it.
Yeah.
So I need the money to be 3 times what it is in America, not 2 times.
So do you? I guess you do a lot more American shows.
I will from now on until Europe decides to pay me.
Do you do places other than Europe, like Russia or something?
No, can't. There's no offers, or the offers are low money. I won't do it for under a certain amount of money because it's not worth it. I can drive 20 minutes to make the same amount of money downtown Austin.
Very true.
You know?
That's very true.
And yeah, just to see it. Okay, that was my first 2-3 tours to Europe. After the 3rd tour and the money wasn't getting better, I'm like, okay. And then the 4th tour, the money still didn't get better, and I was like,
But do they like accommodate everything for you?
Not really.
Like they don't.
We have to pay for our own hotels over there. Yeah.
Oh, see, that's what I mean.
Not really. I have one tour manager over there. He books all the stuff. He works his ass off, and he doesn't really get paid. And he does it because he just believes in the music, and I appreciate that. But I'm like, look, man, there's a smarter way to do this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to spend all of your time when you can be either taking a break or getting an artist that actually is going to make you a living wage. You know?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, we have to build. And I'm like, I understand that, but if I make it big in America, we don't have to build after that.
Right.
In America, you make it everywhere.
Yeah, very true.
Like, I'm not going to come over here anymore. I'm going to go back to America, and I'm going to spend all of my time and resources on making it in America. And then when I come back here, it'll be easy as hell.
Right.
It'll be good money. And that's the plan.
So, before we got on here, you were talking about your live album.
Yeah. So I came out with a Blu-ray concert movie, and I realized that I hadn't released anything on Spotify in a long time. And so I've decided I'm going to release the audio of the concert movie in the form of a live album on digital streaming services next month.
Nice. And where was this recorded at?
The Paramount Theater in Austin.
So, like, when you were saying that you were trying to figure ways to put the songs and stuff, why would you just play it straight through?
Oh, well, because some people might fall in love with one or two songs and they just want to hear those songs. You know, I don't want to force people to listen to the whole show if they want to just.
No, no, no. I didn't mean that. I just meant the order, like the track list.
Well, because there's like clapping after each track, and there's something unique that kind of happens because it's a live show. So at the end of each track, there's like people are yelling stuff, and then at the beginning of the next track, I respond to what they're yelling to.
Yeah.
So it kind of has to go in order, or else it doesn't make sense.
Makes sense. All right. What's your most memorable moment on tour?
Oh man, I'm gonna have to think about that for a second.
Okay, while you think about that, then what's your what's I guess the opposite of that? Your most like moment that you wish you could forget.
When we showed up in France for that show after we drove 6 hours after a 23-hour travel day, and only 17 people came to the show.
So when that happens, like what does that do to you, like your ego, to you?
I usually check out for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Into autopilot, and I don't think about it at all, and I don't allow myself to think about it.
Did you still perform?
I just play my show, and I pretend like I'm in my room. I'm practicing. I pretend like I'm rehearsing with the band. If the band's there with me, I'm pretending like it's a rehearsal, or I pretend like I'm practicing. And then I just think about like maybe the free food I'm going to get after the show.
I mean, that's pretty dope, though. You know, just like doing something local.
Good things about like what's going to happen that night.
Yeah.
Instead of all the things that went wrong, and wondering why I did this or agreed to do this. Instead of that, I think about like the cheeseburger. Just whatever. I just grasp for anything good that happened that night.
But I mean, they still pay you and everything, right?
Yeah, but it was like €500. Like.
Oh, because they're going off for door sales?
Yeah, the plane tickets were like $3,000 a man.
Damn.
So making €500 after, $6,000 in plane tickets, 23 hours on an airplane, and 6 hours in a van. It's enough to make you never want to go to Europe ever.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
The guy, man, like, I'm sorry.
We made back 1/5 of one plane ticket after all of that.
And so, and y'all leaving like the next day?
We leave the next day early in the morning to go to Belgium or something. And we just have to hope that the show is better in Belgium.
But was it?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you get a better outcome out there or here?
I have way better ticket sales in America. Way.
In America?
Oh yeah. America is so much more worth my time.
What type of crowd do you think you have? Like your demographic?
It's pretty mixed, but it's usually people over the age of 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually older people.
I remember I went to one of your shows and I was like, man, if I want to like bag me like a white cougar.
There you go, man. It's changed a lot. I got some younger people now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think that your music attracts that type of crowd?
Well, for the longest time, I did band music, and I didn't use any electronic instruments, and that was like probably 6 or 7 years of my so far 10-year career, and I think that's what attracted the older people. They like real bands and real music. That's what they say.
Yeah.
I like the fact that I'm playing with a band and I'm doing like band rock music. I'm just reminding them of their childhood. And then I started using synthesizers and drum machines. I started doing a lot more solo shows. And then now I'm at the point where my show is kind of like halfway electronic and halfway, band. And I think the electronic half is what's attracted the younger people because it reminds them of the music that they listened to when they were young.
Where did Jackie Robot come from?
Oh, that was born in the quarantine because I didn't have anything to do. And it was also like this idea I'd been working on for a while because I really wanted to be a DJ. I've always wanted to be a DJ. I like how they don't have to sing, do anything. I mean, like all they gotta do is just like keep up a vibe.
Yeah.
So they don't have to like be this like personality. They don't even. I mean, God, half of them wear masks, and you don't even know what they look like. You know, and it's fine. It's like totally normal DJ stuff.
Yeah.
I love the anonymity. I love the independence. They don't have to have anybody, and they make this huge sound. And I love the creativity. I love the repurposing of stuff that already exists into new stuff that might be better or cool. Or not better, but just like another cool thing to occupy that space. I love all that stuff about DJs, and I always have. And quarantine gave me a lot of time to kind of realize that project.
Would you ever like DJ in the club?
I mean, if they'd have me. I don't know if I'd do club DJ music. I think I'd have to like DJ at a lounge, like where all the stoners would hang out.
So yeah, I was gonna say, what type of DJ would you be? Like, what would be your go-to track?
Well, I'm a remix DJ. That's what I chose to be. And I do like remixing rap. I like getting rap stems and putting them over new music. So a lot of Notorious B.I.G. for sure.
Yeah, okay.
A lot of that. Probably a lot of Kendrick Lamar, but his tracks are hard to get a hold of because they're so new. You can get all of Biggie's tracks because he's just been dead for so long. Rest in peace.
You more of a Biggie fan than a Pac fan?
Than a Fife fan?
Pac.
Oh, Pac. I love Pac. But his tracks were hard to find. When I was looking for him, I was looking for his tracks, and the only ones I could find were really distorted or the music wasn't really taken all the way out of them. So I was pretty disappointed about that I couldn't use his stuff. But I do love Pac a lot. I love pretty much everyone from that era. There's not really many people I don't love. I even love Too Short.
Yeah.
I love Too Short. I know he's like super, super vulgar, and all he does is talk about sex, but he's awesome. I just love the sound of that era. I mean.
Yeah. What's your favorite Biggie verse that you're remixing?
Well, I know that it's his most favorite song, but that song Juicy always brings me to tears. So, yeah, just I love how deep that song is. Like everyone just like loves it because they're told to love it, but it's like really deep.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like it's one of the only times Biggie is hopeful and happy. You know, like all of the other tracks, he's like, I don't want to live no more. You know what I mean? He's like, I just want to die. He's like, oh, all I do is kill people and fucking sell drugs, and like my day's coming, I'm gonna fucking die. Like I was put into this situation out of my control, and I'm doing my fucking best, but I'm seriously gonna die. Like that's like what all of his songs are about. Like he's doing his best, but like he's really living on the edge, and he recognizes that. And Juicy was like one of the glimpses of happiness he had in his life, and it's kind of beautiful, but it also is really, really tragic because he didn't get to really, really enjoy the fruits of his labor. So it always brings a tear to my eye. You know?
Who's your inspiration?
What do you mean?
Like singing wise.
Oh, probably like Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, you sound like a little bit like Sade.
Well, that's just because that's how my voice sounds. But I don't sing like her. She's always singing in like this range so that her voice can be like round and full and warm. And man, I'm not always doing that. Sometimes I'm like, see you in the next life. You know, like sometimes I'm like yelling.
Yeah.
She never does that. She's always like, oh, you know. And then if she does go high, she's in her falsetto. It's real breathy and beautiful. But you don't ever hear her just be like rocking out. Like, you don't ever do that. So I don't really sing like her at all. But I have a quality of my voice that's similar.
So then what inspired you about Whitney Houston?
Oh, the different tones that she uses. Sometimes she's real soft like Sade. And she's like purring in her upper range. That's the only way I can explain it. She's like purring. And it's beautiful. And it like will bring you to your knees. And then she starts like shouting. But it's like the most beautiful shouting you've ever heard. It's like a sing shout. And it's really powerful. It's why that song of hers was such a big hit. She does both of those things in that song. She starts singing that song, and it's like real beautiful, and like it just keeps on getting. She just keeps on getting stronger and stronger until the big finale. It's like and it's
yeah, man.
But listen to the song leading up to that. She starts off in like a really soft, like falsetto voice. The middle of the song, she's like a little bit more strong, but it's still really like purring and beautiful. And then she just lets it all go and shouts. And it's all in the same song, and she just like surfs these vocal tones like her voice is a synthesizer. She's just playing it like do flip that knob, turn that pitch knob, put on the knob, put on the modulation thing, turn on the vibrato. She's like doing all this stuff like it's a freaking guitar, but it's her voice.
Yeah. What's your favorite Whitney Houston song?
Probably "I Love the Lord" from The Preacher's Wife.
Yeah.
Or that really big "Joy to the World" like opus, also from The Preacher's Wife.
Mm.
And then,
I forgot about that movie.
Oh man, listen to that whole record. Holy shit. And then,
I think mine would be "I'm Every Woman."
Dance with Somebody.
Yeah.
Choose her pop stuff. I Want to Dance with Somebody a lot. I really liked The Greatest Love of All, I think. Is that what it's called? And I really love How Will I Know. How Will I Know? Oh my god.
Oh yeah. That's feel good music.
Really good one. But
that's feel good music. That one and Cool in the Game, Get Down on It, always puts me in a good mood. And Lakeside, fantastic voice.
Fantastic voice, slide, slippity slide. Yeah. Good stuff. I love Jungle Boogie. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum.
Who's your inspiration for guitar? Because what do you play?
What do you mean?
Guitar.
Like what? Which guitar do you
You play bass?
I play Epiphone Les Paul electric guitar.
Oh.
Yes.
Who's your inspiration?
Buddy Guy.
That's your uncle.
No.
I thought it was your uncle.
No. I'd be in a very different place if that were my uncle.
But you played with him before, right?
I mean, I was called up on stage, and it was a complete surprise, and nobody told me that was going to happen, and I was just, like, thrown up there, because I just happened to be there the same night he was playing. And, yeah, one time. But that was a long time ago. That was, like, 4 years ago. Feels like longer, but 3 years ago. 2017, 4 years ago. That was 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was cool because he did inspire me to pick up the guitar for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely him. And in my early days, I listened to a lot of Black Keys.
Really?
Oh yeah, I love Black Keys. And Buddy Guy and BB King.
Like, were you ever into like hair band rock?
Hair metal?
Yeah.
No.
No. I went through a phase.
You know, it's fun, but like, it's just hard to take seriously because so many people have made fun of it. It's like trying to watch The Ring or something, or like The Exorcist. Like, so many people have made fun of it that like I just can't take it seriously.
Yeah.
And also, like, we've learned so much about that era. Like, about how, like, irresponsible everybody was. How fucking trash and shit-faced they were. They'd go into the studio so shit-faced they couldn't play. And the engineer would end up just re-recording all their parts after they left. So, like, you're listening to iconic shit like Sweet Child of Mine and stuff.
Wait, really?
Playing it. Oh, yeah. I've met some of these engineers. I mean, I don't know if it's exactly Sweet Child of Mine.
But just some songs,
just as famous. Something just as famous. Some of these songs, a lot of them, they were so fucked up on like coke and everything the day they went in that they couldn't perform. And so they would do their parts. The engineers would realize what was going on. They'd tell them good job, and they'd pat their asses on out the door. And then they would get people to come in, and they would redo all the parts. And so, like, you're not even listening to what you think you're listening to. So I can't take anything from like that kind of era like seriously, because I'm just like, I don't even know what I'm hearing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
I know. Sorry. Burst that bubble.
So You said you was working on a new album,
I am.
and I asked you what the name of it was, and you said you did not know the name as of yet.
All right, so let's you ask me how many tracks were on it.
Yeah, but
It's,
like, have you started writing it?
oh no, it's already recorded.
Oh, okay.
We started recording it on May 10th, and we got done recording it on May 13th. And there's still some like little parts I need to add here and there.
12 tracks in like 2 days?
4 days.
Wow, that's good.
Well, it's because of the samplers that I work with. I was able to do a lot of the arranging on my own. And then we just went to the studio, ripped all the stuff off the sampler, like recorded all the stuff off the sampler into the session. And then I just layered on top of all of that. And so that's the process quite a bit. You don't have to. We only had the band in for one of the 4 days. All the rest of the days were just me doing all. Except we got Rodney in on Wednesday night to lay down some of the drums before the band came in, and then we also got Cam Franklin from the Suffers and Akina Adderley. They came in and did one track with me. We did harmonies. That was all on Wednesday. So Wednesday and Thursday is kind of when we started adding other people to the sandwich we had made the previous.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So, and did you record most of it by yourself?
I recorded half of it. Half of it is just me. Half of it is just me and Rodney. And then the other half of it is me, Rodney, Marcus Clark, John Dees, Cam Franklin, and Akina Adderley. Because we didn't really have the arrangements worked out for the band. Mm-hmm. So it's really hard to have a band there when you don't really know what they're going to play. So that was mainly why I did half the album, because it's just much easier to make decisions on the arrangements when there's not like 5 people there waiting for a job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So what was, I guess, what was the concept of the album?
Oh, it's a blues album.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't really have a blues album. So
what is the thought process of writing a blues album?
Well, a lot of the songs were already written. They were songs I'd written a long time ago that never ended up on any album. Or if they did end up on an album, they weren't recorded with a band. And also that album is no longer available because it was probably like my first demo or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of these songs were written a while ago. And some of them I wrote like 2 or 3 years ago, and I didn't know where to put them. They didn't belong on Vintage Machine. They didn't belong on Joy. Like, I just didn't know where to put them. So they were just demos on a hard drive, you know?
Yeah.
So I just kind of collected all that stuff together. And I'm pretty excited for people to hear it. It's like a traditional blues album. There's no synthesizers. There's only drums, bass, guitar, voice, and Hammond organ. Mm-hmm. The acoustic piano. There's no instruments that are only 40 years old, you know?
Yeah.
Instruments on the record are instruments that existed 100 years ago.
Wow.
And that's kind of like the idea behind it being traditional blues album. We pull it off with traditional instruments.
And when y'all dropping it?
The first single dropped on either June 18th or 19th. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure June 18th. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I'm playing at Antone's on June 18th and 19th.
I was just about to bring that up.
We're dropping the single the same night as the first show. So it's gonna be a big night.
Antone's is pretty historical, right?
Oh yeah, it's been around for like 46 years.
What's the other place that was historical? Victory Grill, is that still around?
I believe Victory Grill is still around and also protected by the Historic Society.
Nice.
Yeah.
So these 2 shows you have at Antone's.
Yep.
Is that's for the promotion of the single?
Yep.
Yeah.
Also for celebration of Juneteenth.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have you started selling tickets?
Monday, tomorrow at 10 in the morning.
Nice.
Yeah.
Back-to-back shows.
Back-to-back shows.
So are you gonna play the whole album?
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What is why Antone's? Because
they asked me, and I liked it. and they gave me a really good deal. So
they seem like the only ones that have been putting on some pretty decent shows like since COVID hit. Like I know they had like Bun B there like last month or something.
oh, and they've been doing streams too. They've been doing a really good job. They've been doing a good job for a long time. They were pretty much the only reason why there was a blues renaissance in Austin. So
Are you gonna stream your show?
oh yeah, full production. Oh yeah, it's gonna be
Nice.
cinema. Yeah, we're getting a company to do it.
Are you gonna start doing like a lot of your shows like that, or just like specific shows?
Only specific shows because it's really expensive to put on a streaming production like outside of a house. Like I can put one at home. It still costs money. Like I have to, the gear that I use to stream and the gear that I've been using to stream like this whole last year, I had to buy that stuff. I spent my entire stimulus check on a lot of that stuff. And so it costs money to throw it at home. It's just that I only have to pay that fee once. But my devices that I can use at home, they don't work at a venue that has like hundreds of people in it. Like I have to use completely different. It has to be real professional gear, or else you're just going to hear the crowd.
Yeah.
Like it's got to be like a whole production, and that shit costs money.
Oh, I bet. So y'all gonna have like the people zooming in and out and fading in and out, and the crowds and you and everything like that.
2 angles that are man operated. And they're like Sony movie cameras.
Jesus.
Real shit, man.
There's I don't know if you remember this question that I used to ask you back in the day, and now I always feel embarrassed to ask you about that. But I remember, I think it was after the first time we podcast, and I told you, I said, "Yo, from this point on, you have to put me on the guest list of all the all the shows you do." Is that still a thing?
Yeah, I can put you on the guest list for those shows, man. You just gotta hit me up.
Okay, I've been thinking about how can I ask this without sounding like a schmuck.
No, don't worry about it. I'm happy to.
That's dope, man. So, man, okay. We ain't got to go too deep, but what is your take on the shit that's happening just like in the world? Like with black people, mainly with that.
Like in the world or in the United States?
United States.
A lot of it's same shit, different day. A lot of it is same shit, different decade. But a lot of it is different than it used to be. There is definitely a noticeable difference between my life right now and my life if it were 1947.
Right.
So things are changing for the better because it's just like the news really sucks, and what happened to Breonna Taylor like really, really, really sucks. However, it's like people react to it. You know what I mean? Yeah. People don't just like let it happen. And there's a lot of stuff that people don't react to because they don't hear about it. But people care, and that's like all we need. That's all we need. The fact that people care, because people cared when slavery was around and it got abolished, and people cared when Jim Crow and segregation were around and it got reversed and it got changed. And people cared when Rodney King got the shit beat out of him. And people, like people care. They can't always care about everything that happens every day. And yeah, terrible things happen every day. But also really great things happen every day. And people care. So that's my take on it. People care. And I think we can feel hope because of that.
Yeah.
And also, if you can benefit from feeling hope from that, you also need to pay it forward by being a person who cares. So if other people are caring, then you need to care too. And we just need to all keep caring. And then whatever we need to do, we'll get our calling. Everybody has their own individual calling, You just got to keep caring and keep wanting to hear it.
Yeah. Do you have anything on like your album that points at that?
Oh yeah,
Those situations.
this whole album is about that.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
The whole album is about the simultaneous dark and light of the world. The whole album is about that.
Wow.
And how like hoping and finding joy in your life is in fact being a rebel. Like that's
And it's a blues album, so that means you're gonna have.
Traditional blues is rebel music. The blues was invented at the height of suffering. These people are literally, if they have a day off, they're lucky. And
Yeah.
they have nothing. They don't have a building to hang out. They barely even have cabins. They're just working in the fields. And all they have is singing to each other. That's rebellion.
So so you have some nice ass solos in it then.
Oh yeah. There's
Yeah.
also some really heavy lyrics in it too. So
Yeah.
because that's what the blues is. It was a rebellion against slavery.
So why'd you feel now was the time to make your first blues album?
Because it's a really good time to tell people to rebel.
Yeah.
People need to continue to rebel by continuing to care.
Yeah. How do you feel about like shows and COVID and stuff?
It depends on how they're run. You know, there's a safe way to do concerts in COVID.
Right. Are you a vaccine person?
I am back.
See, I've been wanting to get mine, and I literally just found out last week that it was free. I never knew it was free.
Yeah,
So,
they 3 million people a day now.
yeah, so I think I'm gonna look into that this week and do that because I want to fly and I want to be able to go to a Lupe Fiasco concert. So
I know, but flying still sucks. You have to wear a mask the whole time. I wore a mask for 8 hours on my way to Florida.
oh man,
That shit was hard.
wait, 8 hours? Oh, just the whole trip?
You have to wear it in the airport. You have to wear it on the airplane.
Yeah.
If you don't, they'll seek you out.
Yeah, I went to Georgia and Colorado.
You got a layover. That's another 2 hours. Like, yeah, I wore that thing for like 8 hours.
But I thought they said, well, I guess in Texas, did you still have to wear the mask like in the airport? Because I thought they said that we can take it off.
Nope, you have to wear it in the airport.
I guess because it's an airport, so it's, yeah.
A lot of variables, and they just want to eliminate that. It's smart. I'm not going to bitch about it. I'm just saying 8 hours of nonstop mask wearing. Prepare yourself. Especially if you don't have a layover, it might be only 6 hours of nonstop mask wearing, but that still is like rough, dude.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I mean, I did it. You can do it.
Would you prefer to wear it or not wear it?
I would rather not wear it because it gives me acne, man. It fucks with my face.
Yeah.
After prolonged, I can wear it for an hour. That's no problem. But like 8 hours of it, dude, I take that off and like literally have like acne. Wow.
I dig.
Also, nobody can like yell the whole day. Yell the whole day. Like, hi, can I have a cheeseburger #1 combo?
But you should sell some Jackie Vincent mask merch.
I do.
Oh, see. What do you want to accomplish in your career?
I just want to release a bunch of music, and I want people to come to my shows.
Not. What about you don't care about plaques or anything, or?
No, they don't really have anything to do with like releasing a bunch of music and people come to my shows. I could do that with or without an award. Sure. Awards might help, but they also might not. You know, I've met people with awards who are playing at the same venues I'm playing at now.
Right.
You know, it's not like a golden ticket to success.
Right. It's just, I guess, a nice pat on the back, I guess.
It might help. It might help ticket sales, and that's all I care about. I just want people to come to my shows because it's a really great experience. Like playing music that I wrote, that I cared about, and then singing it with people, and they're singing it too, and we're all just dancing to it together. It's so cool, and that's all I care about. And if the award is going to help me have that, well, then I care about it. And if it's not going to help me have that, then I don't really care about it.
Yeah.
You know.
What's the best venue you've been at? Like Not in Texas.
Oh, I played this place in St. Paul, Minnesota called the Turf Club. That place was really cool. It just had a built-in crowd, so like I had fans there, but then there was also people there just because it's what it is, you know. I love places.
Yeah.
I love it when people just show up because that place is that place.
Yeah.
Antone's is totally like that. People just go.
Antone's is?
Oh yeah, people just go there because it's Antone's. They're like, let's just go see what's going on over there, and they just wander over there. They see somebody in there, they just go in.
I've only been to Antone's like during South by and outside of South by. I think was for one of your shows, but I've never been to like where they just. I didn't know that they just like had people playing there. I thought it was the only thing that was kind of big shows.
No, they have shows every night. The hotel's right across the street. People are like, what do you want to do? Oh, there's a really famous fucking club across the street.
Wait, so Antone's is just like a club or a bar?
Yeah, it's just like another venue or bar. It's like 1-to-1 bar. It's open every night.
I didn't. Wow, I didn't know that. I thought it was a place where only people were performing at.
Nope. Sometimes it's just a bar and there's no one on stage and they're just serving drinks.
Wow,
Sometimes, like on a Tuesday at like midnight.
that's pretty dope.
Yeah, you can just hang out there if you want. And it's like I said, it's literally directly across the street from a hotel.
Yeah.
From a hotel that everybody like you know, like you have your favorite hotels.
But your show's gonna be tickets though.
Yeah, they usually have a cover if there's a band on, but it's usually not bad. It's anywhere from like $5 to $20.
Now, when you do this show, is it just gonna be you?
Oh no, it's gonna be me and my band, and then on June 19th, my dad's gonna open.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah.
And what did your dad play?
He plays bass and he sings.
Dang, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, he's gonna have his band, but he doesn't actually play bass anymore because he's got arthritis. But he's still gonna sing, and he hired a bass player who's actually really good.
Well, all right, I'm gonna need to be on the guest list for that show.
Oh yeah, for sure, bro.
I want that one.
No,
But,
no.
Are you like how long are you gonna do? Like a couple hours?
Oh man, I don't know. I lose track of time. It might be like 2.5.
Really?
Like 2.5.
What is it? What does it take for somebody to be able to? Because you're doing some songs with the band, some songs without a band, and you're probably taking minimal breaks.
Oh, I don't take any breaks because I get out of the zone when I take a break.
Man.
And
Right.
the songs, I play them on my machine. In the machine, I have to set up scenes beforehand. So I pick out the songs and put them in order of like, all right, this song's really high, so maybe the next song should be a lower song so that you can give your voice a rest. You know, like I do that kind of stuff so that I can just keep going.
Wow.
Yeah, the machine really has like tightened up the show a lot for a lot of reasons. But I
Yeah.
still have the freedom of jamming with it because I can switch the patterns on it whenever I want. So like, I want to jam on a verse for a really long time, I can.
Yeah. So you're making majority of your beats?
Yes, or I find them on like those really big beat libraries where you have to go through like a million of them just to find one.
Oh yeah.
Well, because I'm not a drummer, and so sometimes like I will think of my own beats a lot, but my beats are limited because I'm not a drummer, and sometimes it's not about the beat. Sometimes it's about how the beat is performed. And since I'm not a drummer, I don't have access to that. I can't just sit down at a kit and just record myself fucking around and then chop 4 bars that sound really cool. And sometimes I want to do that. So sometimes I surf these beat libraries because they're recorded by real drummers.
Mm.
And like, or sometimes they're free. Sometimes you pay like $2 and you can download like 600 beats. The challenge,
Right, yeah.
the challenge is going through all the beats. Sometimes I'll go through 100 of them and they're garbage, and then I find one that I like.
Yeah. Damn.
That really takes a lot of time. Is surfing through all the beats.
That's dope. So you said today y'all are figuring out what your single's gonna be?
Yeah, we don't know yet, and whatever the single's going to be, that's probably what we'll call the album. And so I don't have an album title either because we still have to kind of nail down that detail.
That's really interesting. Like whenever I used to do music, I would either come up with an album name first, just so I can know what to make the shit about, or I would kind of have it in the middle. But you're just like, yeah, well, whatever. It is what it is.
Well, because all these songs were already written, you know.
True.
And what's funny is that they were all written at different times, but they're all about the same thing. Hey,
Really?
now you're awake and whine at me.
Is that Dexter?
No, that's Jack, the new guy.
Oh,
Come here,
that's
but
cool. But
go get him so you can see him.
yeah.
Oh, so cute. Oh,
Mm.
he's a wiener. He's a wiener. He's really cute.
Look at here.
Dude,
He's just chilling. Jack, good old Jack.
he's a wiener.
That's the one that's not the one that you said that lives with your friend.
No, Dexter's a corgi. He's orange and white. He's a big fluffy corgi. This guy's just a regular old wiener. Look at him.
Did you get him when he was young?
Look at him. Dexter's doing great though. I saw Dexter yesterday, and actually Dexter and Jack were playing. They were zooming all around the house.
Yeah.
They play together, and actually I'm going to watch Dexter for 3 weeks because John's going out of town. So Dexter's going to be my dog again for like 3 weeks.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Back in December, we hung out for like 12 days. So I'm serious. I see him all the time. I just feel like it was the perfect move.
Well, yeah. He has a companion and stuff.
Yeah. He has a companion, and I still get to see him a lot.
But I guess before we wrap up, what's in store for Jackie? What can we look forward from Jackie?
I think you're going to really love this blues album, especially the track that I did with Cam and Akina. We did like an old spiritual, and we harmonized on it and did call and response and stuff. It's so good.
Yeah.
And I really can't wait for you guys to just hear it. And like me and Cam and Akina had a really good time, and you can hear that in the song, and it like makes you have a good time, you know. So I can't wait for people to hear that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's dope. And you touring soon?
Yeah,
Going
well,
back?
it's like going to be around Texas for the next month and a half. And then starting in July, I'm going to go off to Colorado, and I won't be back until October 21st.
Oh, you don't love Colorado.
I know. I've already been there, but I can't wait to get back. And Jack will be with me.
Oh, yeah?
Why I got him and why he's so tiny is I wanted to have a dog that I could take on tour with me. And the
Nice.
problem with Dexter was that he's too big.
Really?
Yeah, if some kind of emergency comes up, I got to hop on an airplane. It's going to be pretty difficult to get a 40-pound dog under the seat.
Well, yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, Jack is like 11 pounds. He'll be 12 at the maximum, you know, so. And also, I didn't really raise Dexter to go on tour. Like the first 5 years that I spent with him, I was still building my career in Austin. So
Yeah.
he didn't really know how to travel by the time I started really going hard. And then all the stuff happened with him staying at John's, and this is just kind of where we are. I don't think he would want to leave his life and come travel with me.
I mean, you never know. Never know.
Because he's like a chicken, you know. He's like 9.5 years old now.
Oh, yeah. So he's just chilling.
He's just chilling, man. He's
Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt that. So I thought, you know what? I'll go find another dog. And this time I'll make this dog like tour specs, you know?
Right? So he'd be used to it.
Yeah, I'll raise him on tour. He'll be tiny. He'll be able to fit anywhere, you know, all that stuff.
And I guess tell the people where they can find you.
Oh, yeah, just go to JackieVinson.com or Facebook.com/JackieVinson, or just type Jackie Vincent into any platform, and I'm probably on it.
That's dope. Man, I know I've been bugging you for a long time to get this, and I'm finally thank you for.
Yeah, man, I'm glad we can make the time.
Now I'm gonna end this, but don't get off.
Oh yeah, we got
I'm
to work together, man.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
that part out.
Moke and Friends, it was Moke and Jackie. Jackie, thank you for being on my show. I look forward to hearing the blues album, and I look forward to going to see you in Antoine, June 18th?
Yep, I will have you on both nights' list.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Peace.